Time for analysis of the Predators, and I'm joined by Justin Bradford, the author of The Making of Smashville and host at Penalty Box Radio. And Justin, the Preds looked great today. Another win, 4 in a row now for the team.
Boy, when you look at this team now, in the past 2 games they played, 11 goals in 2 games and only 1 against. It's the complete effort that you're seeing. And against teams that are actually pretty good. San Jose being the second in the Pacific Division. St. Louis, while they've been struggling, still on paper a very strong team. And so to have a dominant effort like that against these 2 teams, it shows how dangerous the Predators are when they're playing and all cylinders clicking. And no team would want to face them. And on national TV, nonetheless, for the Predators today as well, completely shutting out a St. Louis team that should be a lot better than they are.
Well, you mentioned that shutout, Pekka Rinne. Another great game from him, 49th career shutout, and Pekka just continues to shut down teams. This week, 4 wins and 11-1 in the last 2 games.
It's fantastic, and he is making a case to be a Vezina candidate. You know, PK Subban making a case to be a Norris candidate. Pekka Rinne obviously making a case to be a Vezina candidate, especially looking at his age too. And he's not that old, but in terms of hockey, he's getting up there. But he is putting on a showcase this season. But it's also showing as well when you get a little bit of rest as a goaltender. We saw it last season as well in the playoffs. It makes him play even better because a little bit of rest goes a long way for a goalie, and they're just setting themselves up for a very long run by getting used to Saros every once in a while, getting a start in there, give him a break because he's playing strong no matter where you're putting him.
That rest so important for Saros, giving Rinne a chance to sit out. Now, one of those goals today scored by Kevin Fiala, 20th goal of the season so far, and he's having a career year. This is the first time as a 20-goal scorer he has delivered on the promise that the Preds were hoping from him.
He absolutely has, and to think there was a time last season where some fans were thinking that he might be a bust. He's still really young, and he's had to mature a little bit. He's had to get older. He did a lot of that in Milwaukee, and he's growing up, and he's coming into his own, and he's showing why he was worthy of that first-round pick when they took Kevin Fiala. Because now you can't imagine this team without a sniper like Kevin Fiala. That move that he had against San Jose was fantastic. The Kucherov move, and he didn't even mean to do it. So it shows that that's what he says. He didn't mean to do it. It shows that he's that dangerous even when he's not meaning to pull a move off like that, to where no matter where he is on the ice, he could score. And that's what you like about Kevin Fiala. And he's only on the second line since Kyle Turris came here as well. He has lit it up. Him and Craig Smith are having great seasons just because the addition of Kyle Turris, a true second-line center, has made that line fantastic. And it makes it tough for teams to play against as well when you can't prepare against just a top line, but 3 lines that you can actually believe in scoring.
Well, we're talking about the potential, and he's delivered on it, of Fiala. Another guy who unfortunately has not really delivered on the potential is Pontus Aberg. The NHL trade deadline almost here. Aberg dealt away. What do you make of this?
I think it's just a fantastic move for the Predators because Pontus Aberg did not have a future with the Nashville Predators. They've given him every opportunity, was in the first line, the second line, third line, fourth line, every opportunity to be successful, and he just has not been there. So instead of placing him on waivers, you trade him for a pick. It's a 3-way trade. You get a 4th rounder out of it. Obviously, he was a 2nd rounder, so you're losing a little bit there, but it's better than nothing. And I think that's what's important now is David Poile was able to get a little bit back and give him a fresh start. Peter Laviolette even addressed it post-game today, was hope he does better there. It's a fresh start button for him in Edmonton, but he just wasn't fitting into the future here, and that's what you do. It's a smart move by David Poile. Get something out of it, move on to the next, because obviously other players in this team are taking up roster spots.
When with this deadline and Mike Fisher tied together a bit, what do you think is going to happen with the former captain going forward?
Well, I would expect him to sign tomorrow or even tonight, sometime in the next 24 hours, because he has to. In order for him to be eligible for the playoffs, Fisher has to sign by February 26th, and so that's going to happen very soon. Still don't expect him to play until early March. March 1st, I think, is what they're eyeing for that target date of him playing, but he's been practicing and traveling with the team, and they'll work him in. He doesn't have to get rushed in. They're playing very well right now. Why rush a guy in? Let him get a few minutes here and there, see how it goes, evaluate, make sure you're not getting injured. That's what's great about where this team is set up right now is they don't need someone to come and save their season. They're doing great already. You're just adding more depth by adding Fisher.
21 games to go in the season. Predators just 1 point back of Vegas, right there in the thick of things for home ice advantage in the Western Conference, but a lot of hockey left to be played.
Still a lot of hockey left to be played, still battling for that division. Winnipeg is coming up on Tuesday, and playing Winnipeg, they are another strong team as well. So now when you look at the way that these things are setting up, the Predators are playing for the division. Winnipeg's playing for the division right now too. They're 4-point games, as you say in hockey. You lose the game, you're down by 4 points instead of just 2 points because you're playing for the division lead. So that's one of those games that's obviously a target game that they have circled. And it's not the first time they have to play them too. They have to play them again and again and again, and who knows what's going to end up here. But the Predators control their destiny. They have a game in hand against Winnipeg. They continue to play them, so they control. If they want to win the division, you keep on beating Winnipeg. St. Louis is out of it now. Now you got to battle Winnipeg to win that first division crown.
Exciting to see the Predators playing so well. A lot of hockey ahead, as I mentioned. Justin Bradford, the author of The Making of Smashville and host at Penalty Box Radio. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.